All right. Boom. We in the gym. Welcome to EJ's Gym. A guide to elevate your mindset. Yo, Dre Day. I'm just go ahead and let my guest introduce himself, and I'll talk a little bit about him before I get into the whole interview. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Andre Brown, Sr., born and raised Miami, Florida. Currently reside in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, Dre Day. Like, I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, I did interview your brother, Short, and I mentioned how, you know, the impact that Short had on me. And Dre was right there next to him. I remember we used to go in there playing Madden. I think you used to play with the Cowboy. Did he play with the Cowboy?
Man, I had the Rams. I had the Rams rolling back then, man, with Kurt Warner, Hakeem, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Falk. Man, I was running it, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I remember the battles that we used to have. But like I mentioned, Dre had a big impact. Dre was, you had the energy, because I remember on the field, you had the energy, but you were the grounded one. You were always the grounded, the cerebral, the one that everybody could go to just to calm down. You know what I'm saying? That's Dre Day right there.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think my upbringing, man, well, I know for sure my upbringing, man, is just learning how to listen, be patient, and then give a response. You know, not always quick to talk, or, you know, intervene someone who's already talking. Just kind of listen and be an ear and be patient. And, you know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. And you two guys were the leader of the squad, man. And I know you were a captain too, yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You were a captain all 4 years, or how did that work at St. Aug?
Yeah, I did all 3 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And I remember the guys I remember coming up there, just being from Miami, just looking up to you guys. And me and Short had a conversation, me and Pooh, you know, you remember what happened with the Brown boys. And we just had so much respect for you guys, just because the way you guys carried yourself, just as young men, you know, and being from the crib, you know, we just had that connection. You know what I mean? Going through the same struggles, coming from the same area, you know, and having a similar mindset. Because what I noticed is coming from down there and playing football, that we all share that same edge, but we all share that same mindset of wanting to be the best at all times.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think, you know, going back to the first statement you just made about, you know, at that time in my life and my brother's life in that era, you guys were just coming out of high school. We were much older and things like that. And we had been through some things in life. And then so for us at that level and at that time, it was more so, hey, you know, we've been through some things, you know, we kind of got our act together. So, you know, let's go on here. And this is kind of our last chance. Mm-hmm. You know, I had been to Marshall previously. My brother had been to Wayne State in Nebraska, out of high school to college. Mm-hmm. And I bounced around a few schools. So at that particular time, it was like, hey, you got an opportunity to go to school, number one, to further your academics, and then play football, which we love to do, you know, playing football 5 or 6 years old. So, you know, man, then like you said, coming from Miami, you know, the camaraderie was there. You know, the guys, when you guys came in, it was like, man, you know, you guys from the crib. And so we're going to take care of them. You know, it's a brotherhood. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we'll lead by example. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that you guys did, but let's go ahead and rewind. And you say you've been playing football since you were 5 and 6. If you could take us back to when you started, or when you wanted, like, what was the idea? Was it Short, or did you guys just start playing together, or you just always wanted to play football?
Well, the story is this. My brother, being the older sibling, my only brother, he was actually playing ball at the boys club.
Right.
And going out to his games and seeing him in the helmet and shoulder pads and participating. I like, Mom, I'm ready to get out there. Suit me up. You know, so that was the spark for me, seeing him out there at the Northwest Boys Club, black and gray, you know, and out there playing, and I wanted to play. And she's like, okay, throw him out there, suit him up.
Yeah. So what was your first position?
I immediately, I think in that pee-wee level, you know, where you're young, you don't know football, and it's about, you know, trying to get you to understand the game and fundamentals. I think everybody was an old lineman at first at some point. Yeah, you know, just trying to understand the structure of football and learning. But I immediately went to the backfield as a running back.
Gotcha.
The speed, the shiftiness. Northwest Boys Club. Shout out Coach Stevens, man, and a couple of other coaches there, man. Awesome career there at the Boys Club. You know, running that thing, man, fast, 28 sweep. Man, you talking about a backfield? you talking about? I had a backfield with Torrey Cox and some other names. Yeah, you know, we shared the same backfield at some point at Northwest Boys Club, man. And, you know, just had a good, you know, successful and a fun time at Optimus playing football.
That's what's up, man. So let's speed it up a little bit, and you end up playing football at Miami High. Why Miami High? First off, because Short played at Central.
Yeah, inner city. Went to Brownsville Middle, 8th grade. And so me and my partner and my brother, my lifelong friend, Cleveland Thomas.
Cleveland.
As known as Cook or Cookie.
Yeah.
Also my high school quarterback. We live a block away. We was at Brownsville. I played at the Boys Club in Optimus. He played at Southwest Boys Club in Tamiami. And when it got time to make decisions for high school, I think everybody at Brownsville were either going to Jackson or Northwestern.
Gotcha.
And a lot of our peers, that's where they was going, Jackson or Northwestern. And I had a cousin, he's deceased now, Navaris Paul, named Pooh. He played basketball at Miami High, but just following him and going to Miami High and seeing the basketball games and when they played that trash pile against the West and how the building was packed at Miami-Dade. And I say, man, you know what? That's like a pretty good school. Athletics, man, they're like a college atmosphere. And so not knowing much about the football at Miami High,
right?
I knew about the basketball, but the football we didn't know much about. And so we just took a chance to say, hey, we're not going to Jackson, we're not going to Northwestern, we're going to Miami High. And so that's how we went over there on, you know, West Flagler Street and you know, handle business.
Wow. So, okay, you were there. All right. So like, how did it start off? Did you play as a freshman, or how did it work out with you and Cook?
Man, we both played JV. Miami High was stacked football wise. You know, they were stacked. You're talking about Wilkie Perez, the All-American quarterback, Chatarius Tutu Atwell Sr.
Tutu?
As we know, his Tutu Sr., you know, his son, you know,
at Louisville.
Get ready to go into the draft, this draft class.
Kid.
But we had, man, the list go on and on. The Sealy brothers, Rick Sealy, Norris Sealy, man, we were stacked. So we went in and we took our rightful place and we went in and we worked over the summer and we played JV. We balled out. We went 7-0 on the JV squad, probably one of the best. And then after JV, the transition went into, okay, JV's over, 7 games and you're done. Now we're going to the latter part of the varsity schedule that they had left. And they worked us in the varsity. And I remember they worked me in as a freshman after JV season was over. And
were you at receiver or running back?
Punt return. My primary was receiver, but they worked me at punt return. I muffed my first punt return on the high school level. Yeah, I muffed. Boom, fumble. Right, and then I come back again and muff the kickoff return. And then that's kind of about it of, you know, the shakiness and, you know, the nervousness. And then from that, you know, after that, you know, you're talking about All-American, All-State, first team All-Day, yada, yada, yada. But yeah.
Wow. So how did you get over that? Or you just kept at it? You was just like, I'm good.
Man, I always been a hard worker, not perfect, but I always say, hey, you know, if I work hard, you know, my mistakes, I got to minimize them. So, you know, just short-term memory. And also the coaches as well, you know, pat me on the back, oh man, it's going to be all right. They know that I'm a freshman. I'm not going to get my feet wet. And so, you know, that process, man, short-term memory, and then get back out there and doing it again.
And was that staff, Coach Ice and who else was on that staff?
Nigel Dunn. Well, at that time, as a freshman, Coach Louis Sanabria was at Miami High as the head coach. And we had a slew of assistants that you might know of. Tim Ice Harris, Coach Sheldon Hanks,
Coach Hanks,
Coach Max Edwards, who's at Northwestern now. Earl Tillman was helping out on that staff. A lot of guys was on that staff assisting.
Okay. So you move into your sophomore, junior, senior. What was the best year that you had at Miami High? If you can talk about all of that.
Man, to be honest with you, my junior year was so fun for us, man, because we had one of the top teams in probably, I want to say, the nation. We got a transfer. And for those who don't know, and I know a lot of people don't know the history, but you know what you know. Cedric Irvin transferred over to Miami High. He was an all-state back at South Ridge. He shared backfields with Darren Davis and Troy Davis, the Davis brothers. And we got him into Miami High as a junior, at my junior year. And that year we went 10-0, and we lost first round of the playoff. To Miami Killing, Derek Gibson, Malcolm Tatum, just to name a few guys on that Killing squad. But my junior year, man, we was stacked. We ran the boards. We beat Northwestern twice. 10-0 to finish out the regular season. Got to the first round of the playoffs, and we were out of there, man. But the reason why it's my best season there at the High is because, man, that team, man, we had we just created unity. We had sleepovers and with the players and just got together and got to know each other. We all wore rubber bands on our wrists, and anytime in doubt or nervous or whatever, we'll pop that rubber band, pop. And as you know, if you wear a rubber band on your wrist, when you pop it, it's gonna wake you up. It's like checkmate, tighten up. You know what I'm saying? And we just did a lot of things amongst each others to just come together, man. Love one another, respect one another, encourage, uplift one another, and play football. Give all you got. The preparation was serious. We didn't play with summer workouts. We grind in the hot sun. We ran the 15 110s and things of that nature. We went to the pool. Shout out Coach Crump, JC Crump, overtime. We went to the pool and did the workouts in the pool. A lot of that stuff y'all end up doing when y'all come through, we was doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, that's dope, man. And big shout out to Dre, Short, Cook, Marquand, all your boys. I just remember summertime, and I tell the kids all the time, man. And you guys really helped me, man, because just like you guys were undersized playing on the field, period, I was one of the smallest linemen playing. I'm actually played as a freshman. I played every year there, literally played every game. You know what I'm saying? And big shout out to you guys, because you guys helped me in the off season big time. Yes, I had that mentality. I knew how to train, but you guys took me to another level where I actually hated working out with y'all, but I kept coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew it was making me better. I hated it. I'm like, man, they about to kill me today. Boy, I remember we went to the beach. I think it was Marquand doing that workout. I don't even think I ate breakfast. I threw up so hard. I ain't never throw up like that in my life. But working out with y'all boys, man, it definitely helped my mindset. And now I have something to give back to athletes. Like, look, if you want to be good, you want to be great, off season is where you get it. And you got to go hard. You know what I'm saying? You got to push yourself to those limits. And I just remember, I think we would go down south. I don't know if we was on 36th Street somewhere, and we run sprints up the hill. I'm like, these dudes are crazy, but I did it. But where did the mindset come to even push yourself that hard? And I know Marquand, being that he was in the NFL at the time, and Cook was in arena ball at the time, and we were in college. You know what I'm saying? So where did that come from, though?
So it goes back. The history of that is it goes back to the high school preparation at Miami High. Right. We did all of that stuff. We in the swimming pool. Hard. We swimming from one end to the other. Get out, do sit-ups, followed by push-ups. Get back in, go back to the other end. We were out there, man. We went Miami High. I like to call it. We was like the baby U. University of Miami. From the brotherhood to just, you know, the successfulness of the program, the tradition of Miami High. And man, listen, we bust our tail because we want to compete and make sure that we do what we need to do and put ourselves in position. We had to prepare like none other.
Right. Okay, so we can fast forward a little bit to your, well, I want to say your senior year. And I know you played with Dre Johnson. How much of an impact did he have? I know he was young when you played. How much of an impact did he have when you was there?
Man, Dre, I remember Dre, I was a senior at the time, and Dre was a sophomore. And, you know, man, just like I say, it was a brotherhood. You came in, you worked. You know, me at that time, a senior, and kind of, you know, being the leader of my position and making sure all the wide receivers are in place and making sure that, hey, you know, I might be doing my thing, but hey, if they double me, then the next guy got to step up. So we had other guys in line, like Andre, you know, he was young pup, you know, big in stature, as we know, man, and he was ready to go too. You know, just having him around and the other guys, you know, that was on that team, man. You know, we just brought everything together. And that year, my senior year, I think we lost maybe second round of the playoffs, but we had a pretty good year. Okay.
All right. So before we leave high school, Udonis Haslam was there. Were you guys really like close friends and throughout your years in high school? Were y'all in the same grade?
Absolutely. UD was a junior, so he was a year up under me. Man, we all kicked it, man. You know, whether you played football, baseball, soccer, you know, badminton, ran track, whatever, basketball, man, we all hung out, man, and made each other accountable for, you know, just being the best student athlete we could be at Miami High. So, yeah, we all was close, from, you know, the Brent Wrights, Udonis, you know, Marquand Manuel, Cleveland Thomas, you know, Dre Johnson, man, the list, I'm forgetting some guys as well, forgive me, but, you know, we all was close, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah. And Udonis did his thing going to Florida, but what was your decision to, like, out of high school? What was the recruiting process for you?
The recruiting process was, for me, was I was a late qualifier. I didn't sign on signing day, but I did my visits. I visited Youngstown State. I visited Carson Newman. There was some teams, you know, some programs that was really interested in me. I was a late qualifier, as I mentioned earlier. So past signing day, I might have signed maybe like March, April-ish. And a guy by the name of Coach Jay Hopkins at the time, he was the defensive coordinator at Marshall. The head coach was Bob Pruitt. You had Randy Moss there, you had Chad Pennington, and they came into the office. And at that time, I had nothing else. That was the only thing I had. I had Carson Newman, I had Youngstown State, but I said, no, you know, I'm gonna go to Marshall. And I signed with Marshall as a Prop 48, and I did a year there.
So how was that experience being around at the time? Because I don't know how big Randy Moss was at the time, or people didn't really know about them and Chad Pennington, but how was it experience being around those guys? Because he was a freak of nature athlete.
Big time football on the 1A level, like, because Marshall was a 1AA program at some point, and they competed with Youngstown State. But then they went over that hump and went into the MAC conference and Division I football, man. You talking about, hey, a lot of people in the nation found out real quick about Huntington, West Virginia, and the Thunder and Herd.
Yeah.
Please believe it. You talking about, as a freshman there, it was exciting, man, to be there on that sideline with them guys, man. And, you know, as the world, you know, focus in on who is this Randy Moss? Who's this Chad Pennington that's chucking the ball to him? You know, this tandem they got, man. And, man, it was a unique situation. It's such an honor to be able to be a part of that, man, and make a decision to even go, you know, away from Miami, Florida to Huntington, West Virginia as a freshman, 17, 18-year-old, you know? So I had a great experience there, man, and I'm just honored and appreciative to have went there, man.
That's what's up. So what'd you see with Randy Moss, man? Did you see any of that athleticism with him working out or anything like that?
Yeah, Randy was always, you know, a hard worker, man. You know, even though the attributes, man, you know, you're talking about what, 6'4" or something like that. You know, this guy running 4.2 speed, and I seen it for myself. Hey, once you see it, hey, you can't take that away from me. The proof is in the pudding. I seen Randy on his pro day on turf, man, working out for all the big guys. Yeah, man, Randy might have been like 4.2, like 5 or something, bro. tall, lanky, just gliding. You know, he gonna cover about a step and a half, 2 yards, man, in one step. You know.
Right.
So
right.
Man, Randy was that guy, man. You know, as you know, go research it, man. He did his thing there, man.
He did, definitely did that. All right, so I know your time at Marshall wasn't too long. What was that transition like, and how did you end up at St. Aug?
Ooh, it's a long one, man. It's been a while since I talk about it too. So left Marshall, you know, and the reason, you know, I left there because I was still growing maturity-wise in terms of, you know, academics and make sure I seal the deal with being eligible and things of that nature. So I didn't become eligible there. So I went back home. I enrolled in Northwest Mississippi Junior College in Mississippi. It was a top JUCO at the time. Some couple of big time guys might have came through there and played some ball for a short period of time and then went on to the Division I level. But I went there and then kind of participated in spring ball, things of that nature. Things didn't work out there. So after there, I went to Lincoln, Missouri. Lincoln, Missouri, school over there, kind of played the spring. It was a few other guys from Miami too that was there with me, and just wasn't, you know, quite there yet. You know, thought it was all about football, and, you know, not really taking care of the academics for whatever reason. And so I left there. And so I say, well, hey, man, I gotta get back in school. I gotta get back on course. I sat 4 years. And in between the transition and leaving Marshall, going to Northwest Mississippi Junior College, going to Lincoln University, I said, man, I had got in contact with one of my coaches, Coach Nigel Dunn. And he was trying to get me into school in Connecticut. And I'm like, man, do I really want to go away to Connecticut? You know, I'm courageous. You know, I know that wherever I go, the Lord will be with me and cover me and protect me. So that's why, you know, if I had the opportunity, I never second guess it. I just go. Let's go handle business. They're gonna give me a scholarship. You know, I got a chance to go to school and play football. Let's do it. Right. So I say, nah. I'm gonna hold on that one. At the time, my brother was at St. Augustine's College, and they didn't have a football team yet. And he and a group of guys around campus, you know, got together, had some meetings, got a petition going to say, hey, we want to bring football back. You know, at the time, the president of St. Augustine's College, you know, she looked at the petition and said, hey, you know, this sound good, this look good. You know, we don't see what to do. And so, man, they got the program going. Brother reached out to me, man, in January 2002. I remember like it was yesterday. I packed my stuff and went on up to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow. So how was that first spring? Because you went up there in January, you went in the spring. How was that first spring into those first few games?
First spring, the inaugural season, you know, it was like a program that just started. You know, got to get new hammers in, got to get equipment in, got to put together a staff real quick. You know, whatever guys were there that's, you know, want to participate in football, that's what you had to work with, you know. So you know the guys that never really played are like, oh, football, like, let me go out there and try out. So, you know, so it was all over the place. It was all over the place, man. But man, you know, it was much needed, man. And the, you know, the guys, you know, we did the best we can do, and we finally got that first freshman class in, you know, that summer going to the year, man. And you know, it was tough. You know, it was tough. I think we only won one game that year. Yeah. But it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, that's what's up. And then I came in that following year, and I guess D Nez and I think Jay Chap was there with y'all the first year, right?
Yes.
D Nez, I think Turk came in.
The year you came in, yes.
Yeah, but I think we had a nice squad though. All jokes aside, speed, the receivers, you know what I'm saying? Like we had speed everywhere, but I think all our strength was with you guys on the outside more than trying to run and pound the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We had we had a nice receiver group, man. Nice guys, man. Guys, you know, short, tall, you know, fast, you know, mid speed. We had a nice, you know, orchestra of guys, man, and D Ness pretty much back to pick and choose where you want to go at,
Yeah, man. And honestly, like I could tell you my mindset going into college, because coming from Central, we were really good. And I didn't think that, being that I was going Division II, I knew my size, you know what I mean? That I didn't think I was gonna like see athletes that were as good as the guys that I played with in high school. Yeah. So I didn't expect guys like you to be up there, guys like D Nez, Kente, God bless, Kente, KJ, these guys were like really good athletes, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So my whole, like, I think when I don't want to say like a few practices, I was like, man, we might be okay. And then we got into a few games, and watching D Nez, I was like, oh no, I know we're gonna be good, because D Nez was something else. He was something else. What do you remember about D Nez?
Ooh, man, special individual, man. Special. Like you say, coming from the bottom, down at the crib, we see it all day.
All day.
Ain't no surprise. We see it all day.
All
like,
day
okay,
long.
man, but man, that whole class just kind of, back you on that, man. It was some talent there, man.
Yeah.
Them names you mentioned, man, the KJ them and all them guys, it was some talent on both sides of the ball, man.
Yeah.
DJ them and stuff like that.
Yep.
Lil Wayne.
And, Trigger.
Man, hey, listen, it was some talent. D Nez, man, in my opinion, man, he was our Michael Vick. Yeah, he was special.
For sure, man. And funny how the world worked, because Cleveland, I'm not sure what relation he had to Courtney, because Courtney was my quarterback in high school. Yeah, so I thought that was the best that I was gonna see. Yeah. But like I said, when I got there, D Nez, he took it to a whole nother level, because D Nez was bigger. Courtney wasn't as tall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, so he had the physical stature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So man, that kid could throw. He could run. He could do it all, man. He made our job as linemen easy. If all we had to do was block, that's it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me more about like your experience, about what you remember at the most, anything football or off the field. We had the Nation. I had Smoot on. We had a conversation about the Nation. I don't know if you remember that, but we had some good times, man. What do you remember the most about the all?
Man, my brothers, man, just like I say, for me at a time in my life where, man, I understood, my purpose there at the time, and it's far way more than football, man. It was just about the brotherhood, man, and coming in contact with guys like yourself, man, and my teammates, man, and just being a leader, number one, man, and then, just proving it by the experiences, man, and lead by example, man. But man, just being around you guys, man, I also enjoyed the staff there, man. The staff was so welcoming, and stuff like that, man. Friendly, small unit, the campus of St. Aug, if you ever been there, man, small, man, but man, just everybody, man, the atmosphere, man, we made the best of it. Not only me, myself, everybody, we made the best of that. The circumstances, the situation, and the environment, man, we made the best of that. I had a lot of fun there, man.
Hey, man, and just to piggyback off that, and a lot of people, I guess I can't say what their perspective on life is, but that's a great mindset to have. It's just to make the best of your situation, because you know the cards that you're dealt in life, right? And you just play that hand the best that you can. And a lot of people like to look outside of, like, what's his hand? What's her hand? No. Focus on what you have. Focus on your gifts. Focus on your tools. You know what I'm saying? And maximize that. And then the world will probably be a better place. Not saying that everything is going to be perfect, but I think that's a good mindset to have, to kind of, to use that perspective in life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You have to, man. You have to kind of like just focus on whatever's on your plate. Stop looking over at the next person and trying to be, oh, I want to do this, do that, because they don't know. Focus in on you. Find out what it is that interests you, your desires, and then you hone in and you go full forward. And that's really it, man. Just staying focused on what you need to do, focusing on your craft, and things like that.
All right. So do you have, all right, we're going to go back to football and then we can go back to everything else. Do you have like a favorite game, a favorite moment, a favorite season, or a favorite story that you want to tell about college?
About college?
Yeah, football.
Nothing that really stick out, you know, other than, man, I was just appreciative at the time, you know, because I knew where I had been, and that put me at that present place, man, to just, hey, you know, do the best you can, ball out, and let everything else handle itself. You know, impact the guys that's there, uplift them, encourage them, you know, build friendships, build brotherhood, build relationships, man. So, you know, man, nothing really I'm a single out, you know, about my tenure, my time there. You know, I just enjoyed everything, and I appreciate it because all that stuff was needed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Dope. That's dope. What about school? Any favorite moment, like in the nation or anything like that?
Man, no, just you have those courses, you know, with your teammates and stuff like that, man. And just you understand the business and, you know, being in class and you know, focusing and function, man. But just being around you guys, you know, not only on the football field in that setting, in that environment, man, but in the classroom, and then, you know, the environment, you know, Raleigh, North Carolina, man, just like I say, making the best of our situation.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Wasn't really much to do. There was a few things to do, but we did it. We were safe. And, you know, we held ourselves accountable, and we all stayed in line, thank God. You know, nobody really got in trouble for out there, like, you know, wilding out of things of that nature, man. But yeah.
All right, so it's coming time to graduate, you know, from college. What is your mindset then? Are we pursuing the league, or what was your mindset then?
Yes, man. You know, just, you know, childhood dream, you know, been playing ball from 5 or 6 years old, you know, watching football, being around it. You know, of course, yes, you know, that was a desire of mine, you know, to possibly step into, you know, the big leagues and play NFL ball. You know, but I understood, and I always try to be realistic. And I know God is amazing. And I just try to be realistic with the era that I played in. Very, very little, you know, small in stature wide receivers, you know, that the NFL was taking a chance on. So I understood that. I didn't have an agent at the time, no representation and things of that nature. So, you know, getting ready to graduate, we did do the pro day at St. Aug. Carolina Panthers was there, Jacksonville Jaguars, and a few other teams. But it was a small stage, and I understood because I had already been there, and I was an older guy, so I had already seen this pro day process years back with Marquand and Cleveland and all those guys. So, you know, it was just like, well, these guys just here. It's just like they got to make a dry run. They got to just come. They got to come real quick. Run these guys through the 40 real quick. Yeah. You know, get some times right now. Then they getting out of there. Yeah. And they going to the next place, Shaw or wherever else they going. You know, so I understood that, but I still say I'm gonna work it to the best of my ability. So I reached out to a few guys and tried to get representation. You know, might have said, hey man, you know, is your agent accepting any more clients or things of that nature? I need some representation. But you know, man, I maximized my opportunities. And I did the workouts. I worked out for Montreal Alouettes, CFL. I ran the fastest time at the camp. You know, I pushed the weights, the 145, you know, about 10, 12 times. You know, so I maximized all of my opportunities. And I say, well, hey, I've been doing this thing for so long, I got to give it a shot. So, you know, nothing hit with, you know, the NFL, no nothing. And I was okay. I just kept grinding. I got home, I graduated 05, you know, started working out, got some Arena League trials. You know, Arena League was pretty big at the time. I worked out for a few teams, and I didn't get any A1 because they had an A1 and A2. A1 was the top league. I didn't get any A1, you know, team to bring me in. But an Arena 2 team out in Washington called Tri-City Fever. You know, I was able to work out for them down at the crib. And I ran fast, played well, and in the tryouts, man, they ended up bringing me in. And I did like maybe a couple of games with them. Then I got released. The arena game was so different. You know, we was talking a small field, 50 yards, 25 wide, you know, and stuff like that, man. But, you know, for me, that was it, you know, at the time, you know, being that, hey, I got to pursue life. And I think for me, very important, you know, that I always tell the guys, now, like I still mentor and still just, share things with, some of the guys I coached in high school and stuff like that. Like, hey, don't focus so much on football. Give it your all, do the best you can. But we gotta have other things in place. We gotta get our academics, we gotta graduate, and we gotta sharpen ourselves, because football, everybody don't make it to the league. Right. And then what's next for you? How long you gonna wait pursuing football, and time is passing every day? You can't get that time back. Right. You understand me? So I knew, and I knew quickly that, hey, it didn't work out. I had my son, and I just focused my time on, hey, I gotta go and pursue life now. I'm a father. I gotta pursue life. I gotta go, provide for my family. And, the light turned on, and I just went on ahead and did that. I got involved into coaching and things like that because, playing football, they say the next best thing is to coach it and kind of give back. So I immediately got into coaching.
Got you. So you got into coaching. Did you end up winning a state championship? How did that work? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think I got 4 rings.
Oh, hey man, hey look, I'm gonna just tell you now before you even get to talking, I'm jealous. Not saying that's the only, that's one of the main reasons I got into coaching was to just finish, because I never got the opportunity to finish at Central. We never got the opportunity to finish. I think that was your last year at St. Noel. We did really good that year. We didn't finish to win the CIAA, but man, you got 4.
Yeah, 3 are with football, Miami, Booker T, Washington, and one was with track and field. And to me, I call it, stuff. It's just stuff. I think the last I went and looked at them, some of them start to tarnish, and just that's another discussion, man. Like, I got tons of accolades and trophies and stuff at my mom's house. That stuff break. That stuff, just get old and tarnish and stuff, man. But it's good at the moment to see that, hey, at some point, man, I accomplished this and was able to accomplish that through the grace of God and just being thankful,
Yeah, it's the completion that I like, and not saying that seasons that we didn't finish on top that you didn't complete it, because it's a team thing, it's a strategy thing, it's a coaching thing. As a player, you went through the season, you completed the season, you didn't stop, you didn't quit there. So it's just a little mindset thing with a team and getting a team together and being able to take guys and finishing the goal together. It's something I always enjoyed, that process, you know what I mean? And to be part of that process had to be cool, right? Would you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like you say, being a player, and then you step into the coaching, and then now you're preparing these young men to go to war, and then you get to that game, that championship game.
Yeah.
Like, man, this is dope.
Right.
We got to seal it.
Yeah.
And man, when it's all over and it's said and done, man, and at the end of the day, you're a champion. It is a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I don't care on what level. Even on the part 1 level, we won a few championships, man. But it's always good.
Gotcha. So any players that you remember, any favorite players that you remember that you coached, that you were close with?
Yeah, I still, man, my number don't change. Got the same number, man, for years. As far as high school, the guys I had a chance to mentor and coach, Quentin Dunbar, he's now with the Seattle Seahawks. He's a cornerback. He was a wide receiver in high school. He was an athlete. We had him on a wide receiver, and we played him at safety sometimes. And Waldo Clemens, he was running back, all-state guy, played at University of Miami. Devon Johnson was a wide receiver. He went to Miami as well. Theron Collier, he was a wide receiver. Brandon Harris, cornerback. Miami, man. Yeah. Just so many guys over the years, man. So many guys, man.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And that was just with my particular position, overseeing the wide receivers. But as a coach, you may just focus in and coaching your position of guys, but you still impact other players too that play other positions on the team.
Got you.
So the list go on and on.
Got you. All right, so like you said, you mentioned you had a son, right? So little Dre. So when did little Dre get into playing football?
Two boys, 2 young men, man. Kyler 1.
Yeah.
Andre Jr. 15. But Dre, man, Andre Jr. When I was coaching at Booker T, he was 1 or 2 years old. He was running around out there. I would have a home set up for the guys going through the drills. And I can remember like it was yesterday, he's out there running around, and you know, the times he was able to be with me at practice and stuff, you know, and so he got quickly acclimated to football. You know, he played Pee Wee at Liberty City and stuff like that. So, you know, he was around it already.
Got you. Wow. So is he at Miami High right now playing? What position does he play?
True freshman at Miami High, just completed, you know, the football season. It ended in December, but he transitioned to be a cornerback, and he did really good, you know, as a freshman, man. You know, out there making noise, you know. He had 1 or 2 interceptions, and he kind of led the tackles. Some games, but he had a good season, man. As a freshman, it was good to see. You know, you're anxious and you want to see your kid out there and perform and stuff like that. And but you're still like, hey, with this whole virus thing and the COVID, you know, the restrictions have changed. You know, so you're like, hey, but I'm still excited to see that. You know, they were able to have a season and play some games, man.
Okay. So does he return kicks like you or no?
He hasn't yet, but I kind of mentioned it to him and asked, like, you know, hey, you know, if you want to return kicks, if that's something you want to do, because I never try to force things on him or things I might have done, you know, like, hey, it'll give you an opportunity to, you know, give you more opportunities to succeed. You know, you playing receiver or you playing corner, but then you get out there on special teams and return the punt or return a kick, you know, just give you that much, you know, leverage, you know, as far as your recruiting and things like that.
Got you. So now you have an opportunity to kind of, just like you said, navigate and help your son get there. What are some other things or advice that you give him, knowing that your process to help him smoothen out his process? What other advice do you give him?
You know, just being realistic, man. And, you know, if you're not working out, if you're not working on your craft, whatever it may be, you know, don't think you're gonna go out there and it's just gonna happen. I don't care how good you are, and that's just my mentality with anybody in general, man. Like, hey, we got to put the work in, we got to grind, we got to do what we need to do. You know, you're gonna be sore, it's gonna hurt, but we got to put the work in. And now that we put the work in, then we sit back and say, hey, you know, good Lord, protect us and let everything come to a fruition. You know, and that's pretty much it.
Man, dude, I remember the hard work, man. I used to go home. I couldn't, man. You can ask my dad if I get my dad on the line. I just lay on the bed like, I think I walk through the door and just lay on the ground, just right there, and just lay there for like 30 minutes. My dad will walk by like, oh, he just finished working out with them boys, huh? Yep.
You and not both. You can't cheat the grind, because the grind know how hard you work. You understand me? Yeah.
Hey, man. Like I said, I appreciate it, because even when you guys left me with a certain mindset and a mentality. And even like, you can ask Bam too, because I think you guys were gone. And I think Bam was there a year before me. And we ended up staying that summer, and we would go out on the field and we would get it. Yeah. Bam would hit me up. Hey, we got to get it. All right, let's get it. And we got to start the day right. You know what I'm saying? And you guys left that impact on us. And the Florida boys, we had to keep that mentality going, just like that chip, that edge that was instilled in us. We had to keep it going for the next guys to see that when you come up here, you know what I'm saying, it's a certain mindset you got to have when you're from the crib. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that everybody's going to adopt that same mindset, but majority of us had that mindset.
Right, man. And, you know, it was our job to leave. You got to leave some stuff behind. You know, you teach the guys that, hey, man, you know, you want to be the best, you gotta bust your tail. Right. And so we did that. And then so when we leave, and then now you guys got it, and then you do that. But then the freshman and the sophomore behind you, they see that work, and then they put in the work. And so it's never ending, bro. It's never ending. It's revolving. You're gonna always say, hey, you know, we gotta set standards here. We gonna work, and then when we leave, the next class gonna pick that up.
So, I mean, you played with guys like we mentioned, Marquand Manuel, Cleveland Thomas, and you have friends like you Donis Haslam and Andre Johnson. These guys who play at the top, at the highest levels. You know, the Santana Mosses and all those guys. Like, what do you learn from watching them? You know, trying to perfect their craft, or when they were in the game, what did you learn from their mindsets of watching those guys?
Man, all those guys, man, you know, I know those guys personally, you know, good friends of mine, you know, call them up, hey, how you doing? You know, chilling, man, everything good. But them guys, man, you know, always took advantage of opportunities. You know, when the opportunity came, they handled business. You know, all them guys was hardworking guys, all of them. And like I say, I remember like it was yesterday, man, just to kind of be in the same room and be able to have a conversation about these young men, my peers. You know, man, it's just awesome, man, because, you know, everybody got a chance and they took advantage and made the best of it. You know, they went in and did the work. You know, you talk about student athletes, they took care of the academic part and then they handled business on the field. You know, so as a result of that, you know, everything happened, you know.
Got you. All right, so you got little Dre, and you say little Kyler, that's his name, Kyler, right? Little Kyler, and you have all this experience in front of you about playing the game and life experiences, and you mentioned the academic piece, and what advice could you give your two sons coming up, and other kids and parents, let's say that, because you have that firsthand experience of how to, in a sense, navigate yourself outside of football? Because even if you have an opportunity to go play in college, even if you have an opportunity to go play pro, playing football or being an athlete, unless you play golf, is not something that you can do for the rest of your life, right? Wow. So what type of advice would you give kids, athletes, your own personal kids, about life? And yes, this is a game, but yes, it is a game that will end. You know what I mean? And that game, it helps you understand who you are, but it doesn't define who you are. You know what I mean?
Well, man, you know, I'm just, you know, thankful that you know, it happens to be the ball in my court. You know, that God said, hey, I'm gonna take you through a lot of these experiences in life because they're not for me. And I tell people all the time, they're not for me.
Got you.
They're for people like my peers, like, you know, like grown people at that time that I still like talk to and just, you know, give uplifting words of encouragement, and to my kids and to the younger generation, like, hey, I went through these things for a reason, you know, so I can give back to you. And, you know, you just want to make sure that your child understand and accepts, you know, criticism and structure. And always it's our job as their parent to find out their gift. What are they good in? You know, because that football stuff and the sports, we understand that stuff gonna handle itself, but it's not there for a lifetime. You know, you get, you know, for example, you get guys that go and they get blessed to go into the league of whatever sport, whatever. But then, you know, it could last 12, 13-year career, a 4-year career. But then what happens next? Life goes on. If you didn't get your you know, academics, you didn't graduate, you didn't get your degree, or you didn't prepare yourself for life after football, it can be really, really tough. Now, a lot of our guys are suffering from that, right? You know, things like that, man. And you know, it's tough. You know, you get kids that graduate from high school, go to college, have a good career, and then football don't even exist. Like they don't go to the league, and then they sitting there like, you know, what do I do next? And I have to go back and say, man, you know, it's our job and duty to make sure that as we grooming these kids in high school, we got to give them other variables of how to succeed in life. Football will not always be there.
Right, man.
And football doesn't define you. I love football. I appreciate the game of football and all the things that, you know, I learned from football: accountability, you know, discipline, you know, things that is how to be on time, you know, how to, you know, socialize with teammates and come together with and love on other people. All that stuff. Football allows us, you know, those abilities and those qualities and those morals, and it helps you for life. Right.
And I think that's what you said is big. And I think that's why, like, you know, some of my kids that I've coached, they may understand, and I'm very passionate about it because of where we come from. You know, you couldn't play if you didn't have that attitude, if you didn't have that edge. you just wouldn't play. You know what I mean? Just period. On the teams that I played on for sure. And I really take that serious of teaching kids that, look, you are good at football, but the same skills that you used to be good at football are the same skills that you can use to be great at anything else.
Yes.
And that's the thing. And we're not teaching them how to generalize their skills or that mindset that you have. It's because you love doing it. You love doing it, so you'll get up and work out. You'll get up and do the hard things. So you have to understand when you're learning a new skill, you have to be willing to do the hard things, and it's not going to come easy.
Not going to come easy. Nothing comes easy.
Nothing comes easy. But yeah, man, hey, Dre, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on. I do this thing I call a wrap up, where I'm going to give you a term, and you're going to go ahead and fill in the blank and say what it means to you. So the first one would be, confidence is what to Dre?
Confidence is everything, man. Everything. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Can you explain? Go ahead.
Very big, man. You got to believe in self. You got to believe in self. You know, as we mentioned earlier and through this segment, by preparation. We spoke about preparation a lot. You know, preparing to the max. Your confidence got to be out the roof. Got to be out the roof. Got to believe in me, and got to believe in my preparation to go out and get the job done.
Love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So attitude is what to Dre?
Attitude, temperament, man, everything, man. You know, you gotta be in the right frame of mind, the right headspace, man. You know, got to be. Attitude is everything. Got to have the right attitude. Got to have the right attitude, Buster.
Got you. All right. And mindset is what to Dre?
Man, hey, everything. Positive mindset, bro. You owe it to yourself to be positive, man. You know, man, you can't be full of, you know, frustration and negativity. You gotta have positive thoughts and able to go forward, you know, into positivity. You gotta have positive thoughts. You gotta surround yourself with positivity. You know, you just gotta think positive, think good.
That's what's up, man. And I like to put it in the air. So you create your world with your thoughts, right? So Dre Brown is who moving forward?
Man, just courageous, you know, young man, loving, caring, compassionate, giving, man, just solid, man, you know, just real as a realistic. You know, I try to be realistic, you know, with people, with situations, with circumstances. And God-fearing, man. God-fearing. All day. God-fearing.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Hey, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. You dropped them jewels like always, like Dre Day. Dre Day, appreciate you coming in the gym. Like I said, we all go through that roller coaster of life. Why not have a guide to elevate your mindset? Jim, out.